Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we post writing tips, unboxings, book hauls, book reviews and the occasional vlog. And today I have another writing tips video for you, and we are going to be discussing internal dialogue. This was a request I did post on my Facebook page and on YouTube to ask what writing tips videos you guys would like next, and internal dialogue was one that came up. Now, internal dialogue is dialogue of your character thinking, so it is inner thoughts instead of voicing actual dialogue. You can use internal dialogue to allow your character to tell the reader more about how they feel without it getting in the way of the plot. So for example, if you have a really polite character who's in front of the king and queen and they must act all sensible and bow down, but internally they're like, I hate my life, why do I have to bow to these people, they're idiots, then you can see that your character is outwardly doing what they're meant to do in that situation, but inwardly they hate it, and likely that's going to become part of the plot, as they are very likely then to go against the king and queen or society in general. So you can show a lot by using internal dialogue. It also is a chance to let your reader really get to know your character without just a bulk paragraph of description. So you want to show, not tell. A lot of ways to do that is through internal dialogue, through using dialogue from actions and how your character reacts to something. In a situation, let's say Emma is our protagonist, you would not want to say Emma was a bookworm. You would have Emma go into libraries. They could internally be, when they're listening to someone else, they could internally think, oh, that's like the character in such and such a book. You can make them a bookworm by how they think, where they are, and then how they act. You know, they may always have a book in their bag. They may always be found reading in corners. You show it, don't tell it. If you think about how you in real life would do internal dialogue, say you really fancy someone, but you're not confident enough to tell them, you'll be talking to them normally with dialogue, but internally you might be sitting there being like, oh, do you think they like me? Could I ask them out? That would all be internal. You probably wouldn't say that out loud. It would be the same for your character. Like with spoken dialogue, there are two different types of internal dialogue. So we have direct dialogue, which is generally written in speech quotations if it is dialogue. For inner dialogue, this is quite often in italics. Direct dialogue normally takes place immediately and can be a reaction to something. So for example, if we have a clown in the middle of a street on the floor, internal dialogue, if it's direct, would be, why is a clown on my street? It's immediate, it's happening now. Second type of dialogue is indirect dialogue. Now this is, in terms of normal dialogue, unspoken dialogue. So for example, if you're writing a middle grade book and one of your characters is going to yell fuck, you wouldn't write fuck in a middle grade book. You would probably say they cursed. So it's unspoken. You know that they've done something and the dialogue has been said, but you don't know exactly what has been said. You could do the same in internal dialogue, where you could say that the character is cursing inwardly, that they are holding back the curses. There are ways to say internal thoughts and feelings without actually writing them. For internal dialogue that's indirect, this is usually not in italics and is often written in the past tense. So an indirect example using the clown would be, instead of where they come out and say, why is a clown in my street? Why was a clown on my street? I must have been seeing things. A final really important thing you want to bear in mind with internal dialogue is not censored. So whatever character you've written, they will not censor themselves in their head. Bear that in mind. What comes out of their mouth can be entirely different to what is in their head. A really good example of this is Her Radiant Curse by Elizabeth Lim. That character has so much internal dialogue going on, and you really get to know the character through that. And because you have this internal dialogue, although the character themselves is often biting their tongue and trying not to get in trouble, inwardly they're basically calling everyone else idiots and raving about how annoyed they are all of the time. So you know that inwardly they are a really strong, opinionated person, that they really have, you know, they don't like the situation that they're in, but outwardly they're trying to be kind of roughly obedient enough to avoid being punished, basically. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you guys to write internal dialogue and the differences. Do comment down below if you want any further detail. But it's basically what goes on inside your character's head. Direct, often written through italics. Indirect is not in italics. But that is also a format and choice, so it is up to you how you would like to write it. Just don't put it in quotations. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you like to see as soon as I upload, click that little bell down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Tumblr. I post my bookish pictures as well as some writing tips and unboxings on there. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye!